You never guess where we are today. We're in Channel 4. Yes, they invited us here. And I am with the wonderful Glynn Ryland. And you are the industry talent manager. Am I correct?
That's right.
That's wonderful. So, I want to know, Glynn, what does that mean? You're looking for talent? Where do you go? What happens? So all these young people can know.
Okay, so I am the industry talent manager, which means that I run a scheme called 4Talent.
Wow.
And 4Talent is the bit of Channel 4 that goes out across the UK and works with young people and works with different schools, universities, communities, all different kinds of groups to educate young people about their routes into the creative industries. So basically what we do is we leave HQ in London and we go out around the UK. Last year we went to kind of bigger cities like Liverpool, Birmingham, Manchester. This year we're going to places that are more off the grid, a bit more unusual. We're going to Barnsley and Dundee.
Ooh, we like the unusual.
St Ives, kind of places that are unexpected, because we think that, you know, if you're a young person in a big city, you don't have to look too far to find some interesting opportunities or things happening. But you know, if you're growing up in a smaller town, that's where things are a bit more quiet. Yeah. You can get stuck there. So that's why we're going to those places. And what we do when we get there is we've brought along some industry professionals with us, and we're working with local groups to understand where's the best venue and how do we best promote the day. And basically, the young people on that day can sign up to a number of different workshops, and they're always around the creative industries. So choices of presenting or digital filmmaking or creative writing, maybe.
Yes.
And they change depending on where we go.
Wonderful. Well, that sounds like you are creating great opportunities for young people. But how did you get into it yourself? What made you this talent manager?
It's a long story,
all right,
but I'll try and shorten it.
Give me a little version.
When I graduated from my course in film and TV, I wanted to work in TV, and back then it was all going on in London.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, still is. Not to this great extent as it was then, but still largely is. So I came down to London. I didn't know anybody here, and I literally spent 3 months just knocking on doors, and eventually got a job with Carlton TV, who just won their licence then as a runner. And from there I got a full-time contract as a promotions assistant working in the trailers department. So I was in production for a long time and became a creative director managing the creative teams, which was great. And then I got more interested in kind of the next generation of creatives, really. For a short time I worked for the trade charity of the film and TV industry, and I set up a scheme for disadvantaged young talent. And I really enjoyed that. I found it really rewarding. And since then, I've always been involved in that kind of work. So directly before this, I set up the volunteering scheme for the BBC, where we place staff with charities to make films with young people.
Oh, wow.
And then I came here to this job at Channel 4 in October.
So it's quite new for you. Is it, well, being at Channel 4. How's the culture here? Is it, you know, I know it's all about understanding what's going out everywhere in the community at large and bringing in that talent. Would you say to young people, what do they need integrally to get into somewhere like Channel 4?
Okay, well, I mean, the culture is very different. It's different to all the other broadcasters I've worked for before. And I'd say that the Channel 4 culture just encourages you to be yourself, because this organisation believes that if you just bring yourself to work, not your corporate self or your professional self, then you're really delivering the best work that you can. And I think that rings true throughout the organisation. It's a great organisation to work for. Channel 4's got a very particular and unique remit within the British broadcasting landscape. So we've always been here, as you know, to explore untold stories, to support different points of view, to hear from smaller communities or voices that aren't being heard. And we actively seek that out. So, you know, Channel 4 has always had and always will have a very active interest in individuals and their unique stories. It's the thing that makes somebody or something different, really, that is what Channel 4 is really interested in.
That's wonderful. I like that ethos. You hear that? It's all about being unique and bringing your special self, and of course hard work. Of course, always hard work. So I want to know, you told me about all these schemes. What's the next thing coming up that young people can go, right, I'm going to apply for that, I can go and get that?
Okay, so we've just now published where the days are for this year. So the 4Talent days for 2012 are up on the website. And we'll be opening those up for application as the dates for those come closer. What's really good about attending those days is not only do you get a great day and you get an insight into a stream of work in creative industries, but it makes you eligible to apply for our work experience scheme.
That's what I'm talking about. It's all about work experience.
Yeah, it is. And obviously, we're a small organisation here, really. We don't make our own programmes. They're all made by the independent TV sector. So we are an office, really. We're an office of 750 people.
Oh, wow. He said small. But
small. Compared to BBC had 22,000, I think. So we're relatively small in the industry. But even with that number of staff, we managed to have 120 work placements here last year.
Oh, that's a big number.
Yeah, we do all right. We do all right for our size. But obviously, we've got many more people who want to come than we can offer. So it's a competitive process. And there's an online application, and we ask certain questions. But here's the interesting thing: we're not interested in how academic you are, we're not interested in your qualifications, we're not interested in how well you write, we're interested in you.
Wonderful.
So those forms, that application process is about you as an individual, the experiences you've had, and the view that gives you on life.
Wonderful. Because for me personally, I think that sometimes we concentrate on the academic and forget about the creativity.
Exactly.
and the plan and the way we need to express ourselves. So when they're applying, they need to think about having that number one thing about being creative and expressing themselves in their creative form.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes?
And understanding why they are an individual and what makes them unique, and having a story to tell around that. Moving on from work experience, we have here apprenticeships and internships and production trainee schemes, and all of these are great entry-level points to the industry. They're all 1-year paid contracts.
Oh, what, did you say paid?
Yeah, they're paid.
Good, we like that.
Well, Channel 4 believes in the government guidelines where anything over 2 weeks should be paid.
Yes.
So our work experience is only up to 2 weeks for that reason. And then all of our apprenticeships, internships and production traineeships are paid. Obviously they're competitive as well, but when people apply for those, in the final round they're invited down to Channel 4 for an assessment day.
Okay.
And again, we're not looking for academic qualifications. We're not looking for how well someone can write an application. We're looking for how they are as a team player, the ideas they've got, the creativity they bring, and just what their walk of life is, really.
Oh, wow.
The perspectives they've got.
Well, that really opens up a lot of young people's range and their opportunities. So that's great for them to know. And I really want you to make sure that when the applications are open, you send them, because Glynn will be waiting for them. All right? Do you hear that? And so one word, well, no, let's have a little bit more. What kind of words of advice can you give these young people just in general?
Okay. Well, I talk to a lot of young people when I go out and about and I promote for talent. And one of the messages that I've got that I think is strong is this, that a lot of people are interested in media and want to work in the industry, which is brilliant. But the old-fashioned model of having to knock on the door of BBC or ITV or Channel 4 in order to get a foot in the door, that's really changing. And the message I've got really is that you don't need to wait or get anyone's permission to start your media career.
Never.
The tools are all around you now. The platform is there with YouTube and with Vimeo. The teamwork is there, the people that you collaborate with, the people that you're friends with, the people you live nearby, these can be part of your creative collaboration team. And what we're finding as a commissioning broadcaster more and more is that it's these collaborations of young people being creative in their own way that's actually getting millions of viewings on YouTube and creating new content. So the old models are changing rapidly. So, our advice when we go out is don't wait to start. You don't need our permission. Just start making stuff. Right. And if it's good, it will get you noticed.
That is wonderful advice. Thank you so much, Glynn. So if you heard that, no, don't start tomorrow. Start right now. Use the people around you. Make it unique and personal to you, and always tell your story. Thank you so much for your time, Glynn.
Pleasure.
You shine, I shine always at Channel 4. Thank you.
You're welcome.